Hello, everyone. You're all welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show of today. Glad to have everyone connecting. Please let me know where you're connecting from, your name, and where you're connecting from so that we can recognize you and also appreciate you for being on this show with us. I have a guest with me today, and she is no other person than Titi Ojo. And before I bring her on board, I would like to say a few things about what we do and what the show is all about. I want to say congratulations to everyone joining me on this show. Thank you for joining me on this journey to making a difference. I'm so excited to have you all, and you're getting on this journey with me. We can become that change agent we are all called to be. And on this show, Making a Difference with Sandra Ukoh, we do not only listen to people's experience, we also train, we teach, we mentor, and we coach people on how they can become better versions of themselves in the area of their finances, business wise, career wise, leadership, and relationships. And as much as possible, we learn from other people's stories and other people's life experiences, just like our guest today will be speaking to us about her stories and life experiences, how she overcame trials and became a triumph. She became triumphant with whatever she's doing, making a difference in the world. I mean, those who have gone ahead of us, and we can write on their experience, just to avoid the pitfalls they fell into, and so that we do not reinvent the wheel, so that we can also soar like the eagle to our goals faster and become the better versions of ourselves that we ought to be. And today I would be bringing her on board. But before I do that, I want to quickly read a short biography about her and what she's doing right away. Titi Ojo is a business consultant and entrepreneur development practitioner with professional experiences spanning international development, export trade, business advisory, training and capacity building, project management, information technology, and strategic leadership. Titi is passionate about social entrepreneurship and community building and has found expressions through some initiatives. She founded the idea. She founded the Idea Factory, a platform that enables business ideas and concepts to become reality through co-creation and mentoring. She's also the founder of Titi Ojo Foundation, a non-governmental organization with a focus on youth development, women empowerment, and entrepreneurship. She consults in the international development space with focus on building a thriving non-oil export sector through enabling trade policies, capacity building for exporters, market access development. She currently serves as the acting executive secretary of the Network of Practicing Non-Oil Exporters of Nigeria, NPNEN. She was awarded the Hubert Humphrey Fellowship by the United States government in 2014. Awesome. In recognition of our contribution in leadership and public service. That's a great one. She enjoys coaching, public speaking, goodwill, and tourism. And I'm sure Titi doesn't even know that she's the one that made me start attending Toastmaster.
Ah,
Yeah, you sent me a link one day, and I said,
okay.
okay, Toastmasters. I
Oh,
just got to the
yeah.
US then, and I needed something to keep me busy. So
Wow.
I had to search for the nearest Toastmasters around me, and that was why I
Right.
started it. And I've been in them with them for close to 2 years now.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm
So,
sure you
how has the
don't know,
experience
but
been? Oh,
you
that's
did.
good.
So glad to bring you up stage, Titi. And
Yeah,
it's
thank
awesome to
you.
have you. Thank you for
Thank
honoring
you.
our
Thank
invitation. And I guess we'd like to know you. They want to hear from you. Yes, I have read your
you.
biography, but it's nothing like, hearing from the horse's mouth. So it's good you
Okay.
tell us about yourself.
Hmm. I need to say the things that you didn't say. So let me say I can say the other things, the
Okay.
other aspect. I would say I'm someone that enjoys. Well, I love success. I really do love success. I love excellence. Sometimes I define my core values. Excellence is one of them, and of course, there's another part of it I love, which is about building relationships. So when people tell me I'm friendly, yeah, it's deliberate. We need to build relationships. Networking is something I do so well. I enjoy mentorship. I really do enjoy mentorship. I love mentoring people. And if you, from my bio, of course, that you read, the Titi Ojo Foundation is out to do that, especially for young people. And that for me is really key. I'm seeing a lot of things happening around young people not, just not finding the direction. Some of them are left behind on so many things. Some of them are hooked on all sorts. But bottom line is for them to find themselves and become the best version of themselves.
Sure.
So youth mentorship is very important for me. Well, one of the things I've done over many, many years, even till date, has been capacity building, really, in different environments. So when you talk about export, I've been focused on the capacity building. When it comes to business development, I've been focused on capacity building. When it comes to mentoring, it's also capacity building. So I pride myself by saying that I'm a solution provider. I provide solutions, basically.
Sure.
So give me anything, I'll figure it out and give you results.
Awesome.
I'm so result driven, and it shows in everything I do. I never give anything short of of the best. That's it. I pride in it. So I'm talking about this because that's what it is.
Yeah, but that's awesome because it's always good you put your best fitting out all the
Oh yeah,
time. You never know
all the
who's there watching. You never know
time.
who is, who is in attendance, and who is
Exactly.
there listening to you. Because
That's it.
I think I made there's a friend of mine that she said she actually applied for a particular contract for her to do,
Right.
train the team. She said she got
Mm,
tired of waiting for close to 2 years.
right.
The organization never called her. She said
Wow.
the day the company called her, she felt so bad. She had waited for
Mm.
so long. And she said she was always going to just go do it anyhow and just come back because she had waited too long. You understand?
Right.
But
Right.
she said she thought it again that if I go and I don't give them my best foot, and
Mm.
they won't call me back again. She
That's
said she
it.
went back, get herself together to give her best
Mm.
fitting. And she said when she went there, she did not only got the contract, they've given her like a retainership to train the
That's it.
organization for more than 1 year. So
Can you
which
see?
is renewable every 2 years, meaning that
Mm.
if she does well after 2 years, they could retain her and ask her for
Mm-hmm.
other things, even things that she's not even doing. She can
That's it.
also go
That's it.
quickly to get the requisite knowledge, and she becomes
Mm.
an authority in that
Yeah.
space.
In
I want
life,
to
any
appreciate
opportunity
you.
you get,
You
just
said?
maximize it. I said in
Yeah,
life, any
every
opportunity you get to
opportunity. We
step
never
out,
know who is
maximize it.
there. And
You know
sometimes they
it's
say when an angel is passing, you never know who
yeah,
is passing by.
that's it.
You
Yeah,
never know.
that's it.
So it's always good we
That's
get ready and be prepared at all times.
mm,
Just like a soldier, battle ready every time
right.
because you never know when war will
That's
begin.
it.
So you want to be
Yes,
ready for it. Thank you so much for your time.
exactly.
I really do appreciate you. I want to find out from you. I know that we all went to a science school, and I know what you read in the university. What informed you?
Mm,
Because I probably would say you're not so much into what you read. Because one of the
yes.
reasons why I'm asking this question, because I tell my kids sometimes, they tell me, Mommy, there'll be no need to go to university or college. And I
Mm,
tell them, I said, why don't I just go straight to what I want to do? And I tell them sometimes when you go to school, it's not because you want to practice what you're going to do, it's for exposure
right, right,
and
right.
networking. You
Mm.
understand? So I want to find out, what moved you from what you
That
were
story.
doing as a
Yeah.
year one student from in the college
Mm,
to what you're doing presently now. Because I
okay.
believe at this stage of our life, everybody's trying to live a life of significance,
Oh
not just being
yes.
successful.
Yes.
Because
Mm,
success is a limit. It has a limit.
oh yes.
You could be
Yes.
successful and it's all to yourself. When you
Mm,
begin to live a life of significance, when you want to give back to people, you want to
right.
impact lives around you. So, can you tell us a brief of how you moved and
Okay.
what informed you that you're pursuing
Okay.
this?
So you had mentioned that of course we went to the science school, West College, and my top subjects that I loved so much was maths and physics. Actually, my parents thought I could do medicine, but I didn't like biology at all. At all, I wasn't like Tayo Badamosi that loves biology. And she could read like the way she was reading her biology was the way I was reading my physics. That was just it. But because parents think, this child is so brilliant, she'll be a doctor. I told my dad, I can't because I don't even like biology. I don't like it. I don't. But that first year I did jam, I put in biology as a subject. I did physics, chemistry, biology. I felt that biology so woeful. So my jam score was so low. I said, Dad, you see, it have allowed me to do my maths and my physics. And that same year, I actually did the poly jam as well. And then I was on the merit list because of the subject I picked.
Wow.
Yeah. If I was on the merit, in fact, if I told my dad, see, you see, daddy, physics, maths, English, see what I just blasted the whole thing. So the next year I had to do jam again and I had to do, those combinations. And when I was thinking of, okay, it's engineering, maths, and physics, basically. So I entered electrical. But did I really enjoy electrical engineering per se? Maybe not much. But of course, along the way, I got interested in ICT. I just got fascinated, computers and all that world. So I started building my capacity from when I was in 300 level. So all my internships were done in, I think one of my internships was in Scanet in Bodija. That was an internet service provider.
Sure.
And of course, they had a workshop for hardware and all that. And I guess because my background was electrical anyway, I was quite adept with anything. I was witty a lot because it was engineering I was studying. So the hardware aspect of ICT was something I did so easily. I could fix computers even in my dream. I mean, God, I was good at this thing. God
Wow.
knows. That's all. When I got serving in a particular organization, somebody came and met me like, there's this particular desktop computer. It's been there for 10 months. It has not worked. They've put it, the engineers in their workshop has tried and tried and tried. Maybe I could lay my hands on it. I said, okay, no problem now. Let me go and try. But the next morning, this thing was working. I brought it back. I brought it back working. The guy could not believe it. He was like, what did you do? I said, well, the
You're a
fact is,
wizard, computer
I'm telling
wizard.
you. He said, what did you do? I said, I worked on it and it worked. I was like, my God. And I noticed that, yeah, my knowledge of electrical was also useful because I was able to look at the motherboard. I knew about those jacks. I just knew how things connect. I could reset things there and there. So that helped a lot in my computer hardware journey. And of course, I was also able to service computers. Really, I did that for about 7 years of my career. And I was actually good at that. There are places that I set up their structured cabling, even in Abuja here. I was training for modern business machines. Most of the guys I trained also set up their own workshops in. I've been to some plazas in Abuja here, and the person is
So
calling
that
me,
means
Madam
you know the
Titi.
founder of business machine.
So MBM was a sister company to IBM.
Oh,
So this was a sister company in Nigeria that was in Area 8 then in Abuja. I think they're still there. I'm not too sure.
no, I
But
know the
when I
founders.
came in, so when I came in, I was bossing as a systems administrator. So I was doing a whole lot with them on all that. And well, so I moved, and then from there, got some. As a copper now, those things bring you money. Oh. I supply computers for you. I do installation. I was not broke as a copper. I was not even most of the time. Like Alawi would always just be there. The accountant will be wondering, you don't need your money
You
because either
don't.
I was supplying computers, I was installing, I was doing network cabling for some people. Then at that point again, I was teaching some children IT. I remember I was teaching some twins. Their father owned an airline those days, and their sister was a student of mine in MDM. So I come and be teaching them. So I was just making money in those pockets. So I was just really chilling. Then saving up, I bought my own computers. I started doing my MCSC exams. And I did all of that. I passed in one sitting. I didn't have to repeat it twice. All my Microsoft
Wow.
exams, Microsoft Server exams, CompTIA. This one was hardware, CompTIA, yes. And there was another one that I did those days. And I was just always enjoying writing those exams because I was passing them. And then
Sure.
I moved and I got working with the Abuja Enterprise Agency. So that's the enterprise agency in Abuja. And I was taken in as the IT officer then, system administrator. So I think the position was head of IT and research. So it was IT, information research and technology. So that's what I came in with. But along the way, I got so engrossed. I started enjoying supporting businesses because the enterprise agency was working with small businesses. And for me, I started seeing some other part of my life, being able to work with people, helping them to solve problems in their
Sure.
business. And honestly, I noticed how they all connected. So first things really in life, your career path it might not be straight, but one thing or the other just continues to move you and to where you get to, isn't
Yeah.
it? And then you now begin to also look back and say, how come I could do so much? You begin to relate it to the courses you studied. So I noticed that out of the counselors there those days, in terms of critical thinking, I just stood out in terms of critical thinking, analytical skills, and I knew that that came from my engineering background, honestly, because in my engineering background, you have to analyze. You have to analyze. It has to be because if you garbage in, you garbage out. That's the
Yeah,
bottom line.
sure.
So that was really critical. I think that particular thinking just took me out a whole lot. And aside, I don't know, it just always worked. So a lot of the clients would always want Titi to be the counselor. And of course, I was still in IT then. We needed more counselors. I said, "Oh, no problem, put me on your team. I can always spare some time and counsel the business advisory part of our work." And I just noticed that a lot of people will always like Titi to be the counselor. When they come in, I want to be with that woman. I said, "Oh, wow, this is just my secondary
No, but you
assignment."
see, that's skill. That's
Yeah,
doing what you know how to do well.
true.
And
In fact,
I just tell you, just keep what you're doing, keep at what
mm-hmm,
you're doing.
that's it.
Whilst doing it, you will get your passion. Whilst
Yeah,
doing it,
yeah,
you will
yeah.
find that one thing that will cause you to stand out.
That's it.
So, and
That's
that's
it.
what helped us stood up for you. Like me, I loved
Mm,
maths. I wanted to
mm,
read civil engineering. My daddy
right.
was insisting that that's a man's job. I had to go and TPEX civil
Yeah.
engineering and put medicine. I was glad I
Ah,
never read medicine
can you
because I
see
wouldn't
that?
have been a very good doctor because
Mm,
I am a
mm,
restless person. Will I be able to give someone injection, stay in the
Oh,
hospital with a person for that long? I love being on
I
the
wonder.
field. But I found out
Right.
that whilst even serving as a couple, I was selling. So I
Mm,
got out of school. I never used my biochemistry degree. I
can you
never
see
used
that?
any of my sciences degree. I did two
Wow.
masters. I did my PhD. I have never used
Mm,
them to work. I've been selling
can you
because
see?
from age 12, I've been selling for my mom.
Can you
So
see
that
that?
became part of me. When I got to school, I was selling. I
Hmm.
was selling colorful folders. When I got out of
Ah,
school, I was selling guinea. And men were my
ah,
customers because men will not price you. Those men that spoon it.
yes.
But women will argue with me. They will want to price me to the very amount I bought the thing. So I have
Mm,
very few ladies as my customers. And so
mm,
that's why I said I never used my degree.
right.
So some people will tell
Right.
you there was no need for you to have gone to the university.
Mm.
But I learned a lot. I
Oh,
was able to
yes,
network.
yes.
I had friends to hook
Mm-hmm.
up with. I had people I could reach out to. Just like what you're
Right,
saying.
right,
That you
right.
went just not only being, you love your maths and physics.
Mm,
And over time, because you did not make your biology, it was
mm.
obvious your dad had to let you go to do
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because if you
That
were,
was
if
key.
your dad was insistent that he wanted you to do medicine, that would have kept
Ah,
you home. Because I had to stay back
yeah.
like twice, 2 years
Uh-huh.
doing jam. So
Can you
I'm like,
see?
I didn't get in the first time. Second time, I said I can't stay back. I need to go
That's
in
it.
because I was tired of
And,
waiting. My colleagues, my
you
mates
know,
were in school. You
oh,
can imagine sitting at home morning to night, every day, no
imagine.
school. You're not engaged anywhere.
Oh Lord. It was quite interesting though. As a business advisor, I noticed that there were also businesses that were they were tech inclined. So part of my work was to also be able to advise them on technology initiatives. So that actually was now something that made me unique out of the whole pool of advisors really. I remember one guy brought in a project that had an inverter. I think it was something about an inverter. An inverter was my final year project for crying out loud.
Wow.
My friend, and he was telling me some funny things. I said, "Okay." When I asked him some questions, I was wondering how come this woman is asking me such technical questions. And I said, "For your information, this was my final year project in school. So that's why I do not agree with you on the workings of this device because that's not how it works." The guy was like, "Whoa."
You
So
see,
for me, he just brought that whole balance. And it's been interesting actually. I think that whole spectrum of knowledge comes together, and it has come together over the years, really, even to define my path, in all sincerity. So the ICT aspect ended up into business, to today, what I've been doing has even been more business development in different aspects. And also, yeah, project management, strategic planning, anything strategic thinking, I love it. Strategic planning, just putting stuff, making things work, using, the mind.
yeah, that's the mind of the
I love it.
engineering.
Yeah, that's it.
Analytical minds, putting things together.
Yes, yes.
Of course, even being an IT person, that was like bedrock of, IT is a bedrock for every business to thrive.
Oh,
So for
yes,
you
yes.
to be a guru and you're good at what you do, that
Mm.
means there's no way you'll not be able to help any business. Any
Oh,
business will
yes.
need
Oh,
you
yes.
in their team because
Mm-hmm.
what every business fall and rise with IT because
Oh,
IT is
yes.
an enabler. It makes the job
Right,
easier. Even in
right.
accounting, even in the administrative world, IT
Mm.
critical everywhere, even in the hospital, everywhere
Yeah.
in life now. you need IT, information technology.
Mm,
So you having
mm.
that requisite skill and having it so in depth that, and you also have the business side of it, there is no
Right.
business that will not even take you, because a lot of times you have people who are just IT guru. They can repair
Mm.
computers, but they do not have the business side.
Oh
But you
yes,
having the
yes.
business side and being able to counsel, it was holistic.
Mm,
And that's why
yes.
knowledge is not too much. Just keep taking as much as you can. The human brain is the largest of all cells that I found that a lot of people are not using their brain. We can do
Mm,
so many things. We are like God.
yes.
We're
Yes.
able to do once we put our mind and focus to do
Mm,
things. So, but the issue is that, we try to say, oh, this is my area of expertise. I
right.
just want to be
Right.
here. I don't want
Right.
you. But, like what you did, you opened up. You were
Mm,
opened up to things that were not even in your business. You
yeah.
can just look at
Yeah.
it's engineering I want to do, and this engineering is electrical engineering or mechanical engineering, and it should
Mm,
just be mechanical that you wouldn't have anything
mm,
to do with the computer, but you were
right.
open to knowledge. You were able to gather. I'm just saying this because of our young children and our generation, the generations coming behind us, so that they can open up to whatever knowledge skills that
Right.
they're opportune to get. Because sometimes it is an opportunity, you may never get those opportunities again. So get as much as you can get. Open up to getting as much as you can get. You never know where it'll be useful. Just like you
Oh
said
yes.
now,
Oh
you're doing
yes.
a lot of strategic thinking, you're doing a lot of things, you're getting an award, and I'm like, wow, this lady knows everything. And that's because you have put yourself to learning. You put
Yes.
yourself together, because I always have people, I said, sometimes you have a low time. Those times when you're gathering knowledge is a time
Mm,
when you're equipping yourself for tomorrow.
right.
Your plan, you don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know
Oh,
what
we don't.
opportunities will come. But when you are ready, when opportunity comes, you get them. You don't
Mm,
miss out on any because you're already prepared. So I want this. What you said to me was, very great for me. And
right.
what I got is like working with people as a team is great
Oh
because you never
yes.
know. And I guess some of the
Mm.
things you work with will refer you to other great clients.
Oh sure, sure. That has always been the case.
Can you tell me about your relationships with your family too when you got into IT? I know it will be
Mm.
time consuming. How did you manage the family front, working, and your own life? Your me
Wow.
time.
that's that's a whole story. It's been interesting. I know one of my staff one day had asked that, and how do you do all of these things? And it's only one person. A lot of people have asked me this question. How do you do all of these things? Bringing family, having family to care for your work and all your responsibilities. Like I'm someone that travels a lot. I just came in from a 9 day trip from there last month. Like it was almost every month, twice. I'm flying out and coming in. Well, managing family and career has not been that simple, but of course, it always starts with having a hobby that understands you and understands your
Sure.
aspirations. I think that's where it all starts from, really. And I think women that have husbands that really understand their aspirations and they're ready to enable you to be and to fly. I think such husbands should be credited for that. That's
Yeah,
so
they should be
that's
praised.
important. Yeah, it should be. So
Yeah.
it starts from them, my dear. If you have a spouse, whether even in this case a man, a woman that understands vision and he's not going to stand in your way of becoming who you really want to be because you're meant to also be whole. You should be whole as a person.
Yeah.
Some people give up their careers, they give up their life when they get married, which shouldn't be. And then they end up becoming miserable as well. Because it's like if this marriage has shut down everything they ever aspired to become. So it's been quite interesting on that aspect where there's that understanding and all that. Of course, I'm glad now that my children are a bit older now, so I could be a bit freer because my first is 14, will be 15 this year, and the other one is going to be 14. It's 13 anyway. So for me, I'm glad that they're growing older because and they can be more
Yeah,
independent.
they
So that
give
they
you
can
a lot
make
more
simple.
flexibility.
They can do their indomie themselves and fry their eggs and cook their rice. So like, thank God.
Oh my God.
And of course, I couldn't escape having house helps. I've always had helps because really, when I'm not around, I still need someone that could keep the home, like housekeeper. So, and I think I'm also grateful to God for that because I've always had very good housekeepers. I've always asked God for that. If that's one prayer I pray, that if I have to engage housekeepers, please just bring God sent housekeepers, Biko. Because if they had given me headache, truly, maybe I'd have
Oh,
just
that
shut
would have
down my.
affected your job
It
too.
affected, yes, that affected a lot of things. So I think in that case as well, as a child of God, I always pray about things like that. That God just give me peace. I just need peace all around. I think that's very critical. Aside that, of course, I mean, pursuits. Sometimes I find myself like this morning, I worked till about 3 a.m. before I even slept for a few hours because I needed to submit reports. I needed to do one thing or the other. People give you jobs to do. Then when you're done, you have to sit down and do reports. Sometimes you have to travel and deliver it. It's tough too. It's tough. But personally, I've tried to maximize my mornings as much as possible because my mornings have become the time that I can really think well
Sure.
and do meaningful work. So for me, I could do, in fact, when I did my PMP, that's a project management course, what I did, I would sleep at 9, wake up at 1 or 2, and that's all. So my schedule just moved 9 p.m. to 2, I sleep, 2 to the rest of the morning, I'm reading. And it will just be so good that way. I found the early morning thing very, very useful for me. Either I walk into the early mornings or I wake up early morning and work the rest. So I've tried to find that also in the way I work, where that quietness helps a whole lot. And that is where I put all my serious work. I want to write a proposal. It's in those early mornings I do that. I can wake up at 2 and start writing. It's quiet, there's no distraction. It just helps. So for me, those are my peak periods. I've discovered it and I love it. And of course, once in a while, I go to my office. It's quiet in there as well. Once I'm locked in, there's no noise. I put my mind to what I do. I finish it. I've learned to also work with a plan. So every week I do my plan. What am I going to do this week? Like I have my diary. My diary is even here. All my diary has been marked for this week, for the month, in fact. So my Microsoft Outlook as a calendar, as I'm getting engagements, I'm putting it in, the timing, I'm pushing all that in. So I can just see my calendar at a glance for a whole month to know what is happening when. So if there are other engagements, someone says come and speak at a particular event, I say, hold on, let me check if my time is free. And if it is and I can afford to be there, I say, okay, book me in. Also, that has been helpful, being able to keep a schedule, being able to keep a calendar. Sometimes I feel I'm really overworked because even recently I really felt like that. I'm really, really overworked, honestly. And I was like, God, I need a breather right now. And of course, I'm thinking maybe August, I should take a break or something so I could just breathe. So there are times like that I'm really overworked because there's so many people pulling me and speaking engagements. Sometimes it's a consultancy. Sometimes personally, I need to do stuff by myself. Sometimes family. So there's a lot of stress in it. But one should also maintain a lifestyle that also gives one health, like your eating
Yeah.
habits, exercise.
You
I've
must
come
have
to
a
think that
break.
is very
Yeah.
critical as well. So not just walk a few times, hang out with your friends. I think that hangout could be very good, Sha, once in a while.
No,
Because
necessary.
it's
Yes.
necessary, this Lagos I went to, I was stressed. Jeez. And a friend of mine, Moji, we are in the alumni of the Humphrey Fellowship, said, "Titi, what are you doing on Friday? I want to take you out in the evening because we've been working." I did not say no. I was like, yeah, let's go. And he took me to Sheraton the evening, Friday evenings with a live band. There was buffet. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
No,
I
that's
even
awesome. When you have
danced.
such,
I tell you, it was fun. I
yeah.
danced, we gisted. How when I was going home, I said, wow, this is so good.
No,
It was
awesome, awesome.
totally a
When you
break.
have
So,
friends who know that
yeah,
sometimes you need a break, and they
yeah.
can only sometimes I don't know why people like us. My husband will
Mm,
call me and tell me, "Why are you so tough on yourself? You're just
mm-hmm.
being tough." And I'm like, "No." He said, "Who gave you the assignment you're doing? You gave yourself. Take a break and
I'm
go and take a
telling you,
nap."
that's it.
So sometimes I tell him, I say, "Please plan my day. Please take me out and
Mm,
tell me, come and watch this movie with me."
that is
Because
it.
sometimes I have engagements, I have things to do, not because I have a report or someone, I'm
Mm,
reporting to, but that has been a lifestyle for me,
right,
reading, reading, reading. My husband will tell me, don't worry, I'll get you a separate bed. I'll put it in the
right.
study for you. It seems that you don't want to leave that room. Once you get in there, you're stuck. And
Oh
not
my
because you
God.
want to be there, because you want to just achieve and ask yourself, if the day is
Mm,
going and I've not done anything, what my wow?
right,
I'm not
right,
feeling
right,
fulfilled.
right.
I want to
Mm,
finish it before I go to bed.
that's it.
So, and sometimes we do those things, our kids are watching us.
Oh,
We're
sure.
actually the pictures and the models that they are watching, not what you
That's
tell them. Because a lot of times you
mm,
tell them, go and sleep, go and read. But we
oh,
ourselves are not reading. So they watch
mm,
what we do. We are the picture. And that's why they said a lot of times when you do presentations, pictures tend to stay here
oh
than
yes,
what you
yes,
say.
yes,
So
yes.
you use a lot of diagrams in your
Mm,
presentations, in your PowerPoint presentations. And so with kids, They watch
Mm.
what you do and know what you say to them.
Definitely.
So a lot of
Yes.
times what we do, we are modeling the life we want our kids to live. It is what they
Absolutely.
see you do that they will do 10 years,
Absolutely.
20 years from now.
Yes.
You just found out that your son or your daughter is speaking engagement like you. And you've been
Mm-hmm.
wondering, wow, how? He's watched you all day long, reading
Right.
books,
Right.
adding value to yourself. So what we do is critical. We just watch our environment. People are
Mm.
watching us. Not just in your home front where you work. Just like your
Right.
friend who took you out for a
Mm.
dinner,
Yeah.
Friday night out. She knows that you've been working, and oh, as a
Mm.
friend, she could
Yeah.
also have given you a gift card or buy you a
Yeah.
gift. But she just felt like taking Titi out is the best
Yes.
because she will give you those things. You'll probably drop it at home or use it for somebody else. So she felt like,
That's
I want
true.
Titi to enjoy this. Let me pull
Mm.
out. And indeed,
That's
that's
it.
awesome. That's a great friend
Yes.
to have. That's a
Yes.
great friend.
Yes.
That's why sometimes, at this stage of our life, we need relationships.
Oh
I tell
yes.
people, I said, you can't be alone all by yourself. If
Mm.
not, you'll be lonely. And
Right.
you know what the Bible says? It says one to chase 1,000. Two
Mm.
will
It's
put 10,000 to flight. It's a
right.
mathematical equation you cannot fathom. If one
Mm.
is chasing 1,000, two coming together is putting 10,000. I
Mm.
don't know. Will I say 5x or 10x?
Powerful geometric progression.
Sure. And that's why, we need to keep this relationship, burning,
Right.
the burning together. We need to
Mm.
keep, yes, a relationships 10, 20 years, we've not been in church, but a message,
Mm.
a text message, a
Right.
greeting will do just to keep it alive. Because you never know when you will need that relationship. Like you
Mm.
said, you've been overworking yourself. And glad to have friends who would remember that Titi works all day. Let me just pick her out and just make life easy for her.
Yes.
And again, you spoke about using your calendar. That's
Right.
awesome. It is
Ah.
the best way to go if you want to live a
Mm.
sane life. You
Oh
don't want to be
yes.
scattered. You don't want to
Yes.
disappoint people, and you don't want people to
Mm.
see you as someone who is not dependable and not
That's
reliable.
it.
Your
That's it.
Google Calendar is the cheapest of all things to use.
Mm.
As long as you
Mm.
have a Gmail account, you have a Google Calendar. You could
That's
just
it.
go there, plug in all your meetings as much as people give you,
That's it.
because sometimes you write in papers, you never remember. You could leave the book
Mm.
at home.
Mm.
So that's why,
Yeah.
digital wiles, you must have things that you can have on your phone on the go.
Mm.
You can check your schedule. You can promise and so, oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it.
Yes.
Can we reschedule? My calendar
Mm.
is filled up. And because you have your calendar on the go, you're able to
Right.
tell people, okay, this is where I'm free. If you can't get me
Exactly.
for Tuesday, Friday will be a good time to take me
Mm-hmm.
out or,
Mm-hmm.
book me for any meeting. So
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from you. I also want to find out from you when you had a low moment, how did you manage?
Mm.
And when you had, that times you achieved so high and that, hooray, everybody knows that Titi has just arrived. How did you manage your low moments and your high
And
moments?
high moments. Let
Because
me
I
tell you
found
high
that in this
moments so
side
that
of
I
the
won't
world,
use the low.
when people
Yeah.
get into low moments, they want to hang it
Mm.
up. They want to throw in the towels. They
Mm.
want to commit suicide. I'm
Mm.
saying that
Yeah.
because I don't know, it's somehow seeping into our youth that
Right.
once things don't go the way they want it to go, they want to just
Mm.
end it. And I
Mm.
tell them that's not the best way to go.
Oh
So
yes.
I
Yes.
want them to learn and hear from your story, how you went
So,
through it.
low moments will always come. That I cannot debate. But I think God has been helpful. Number one, I'll say that we all need Jesus. We all need God. Truly, because the low moments will come. Trust me. Sometimes you don't even feel like getting out of your bed
Sure.
because
You don't
something
even feel
went
like
wrong.
praying.
I'm telling you. But somehow, when those feelings come, you're hurt or you're angry or you're tired and you're just like, I don't feel like doing anything. In the midst of it, this has helped me. I've prayed. I've just simple prayers, like just simple prayers like, God, please help me. I know this thing is going on right now. I can't. It's not really my. It's not in my power to even help myself. So
Yeah.
just help. So we need to understand the fact that God is the only one that is all powerful. Human
Yes,
beings, we are humans
surrender.
after all. Our strength will always fail us, and it will just always fail us. But if you have a personal relationship with God, you can always talk to Him when those times happen. You know, and I think even this year, there was a time I was just just almost losing interest in everything. I don't know for what. Maybe so many things are just getting to me. I don't even
No,
know.
sometimes when you
Maybe
get
my staff,
overwhelmed, you
maybe my
just,
staff was even annoying me. I don't even know. But I just noticed that. Oh, well, that I just feel like just everybody just gonna sit down somewhere. But at that point, I realized I was like, God, I don't know what it is. I just don't have a good feeling. I don't. I'm not so. Everybody knows me as someone that has energy. But if they're
yeah, sure.
describing me, they use energy to describe me. It has to be in that
Oh,
description. So I'm like, so where has all the energy gone? I didn't feel like doing stuff. But those days, and even when it happens, is to just say a prayer. I just have to say a prayer like, God, just help me get over this particular phase so that I can be better. And sometimes too, because I understand that things like this don't happen. Even Nigeria currently is making a lot of people depressed. I'm like, no, don't be depressed. I'll not be depressed. Even recently something happened to one of the cars at home. The My husband went to pick the kids and then ran into an angry mob in area one, and the glass of the car was broken front and back, smashed. You know, that day, funny enough, normally I would have really let it get to me. But when he even showed me the photos, I got to myself the car. I just came upstairs and I just said I was watching TV. I was like, God,
no, true. You have to look for ways to
I
ease
got
it out.
whatever else. I don't want this thing to
Yeah.
get to
The
me.
most important thing, your kids were
That's it.
safe.
That's it. So a lot of times too, one can also look at the positive aspects of those low times, the things that's happened to you that you're even grateful for. It's always good to remember those things. It just brings back the
Mm.
life that you need. Think of those positive things you've done. Think of the time when you were so energetic and you did so much, and you're like, God, I want to get back to that point. And women too could have enough mood swings, even with our biological makeup.
You know?
Sometimes you enter menopause like this, you're now becoming so moody.
Yeah.
I know a funny thing. I've been reading about menopause for some time, and I understand mood swings was one key thing. When I entered that phase, so because I think I entered menopause a little early, but then when I read all those mood swings and all that, I was ready for it. I'm like, let the mood swing come. When it's happening, I know it is this thing. So when it
Oh.
was coming that way and all those it flashes and all that, I was like, I've read about you, so you cannot deal with me.
Yeah, because that's why it's good to,
I
to
was
be
ready.
prepared.
That's
You've
it. I
got to
was
be
ready for
prepared.
it.
No,
So
because you're
it's always
prepared, you're
important.
informed. So you're not
That's
taking
it.
unaware.
That is. So I just dealt with it. I'm like, each time I'm feeling, it's like depression. I say, sometimes just like, I'm like, I have to get up. Those are the days I like to go shopping. I'll tell my boys,
You know,
let's go shopping in ShopRite.
in
That's the
this
time.
side of the world,
I'm telling
we
you, yes.
in this side of the
Yeah,
world we
right
have
now.
what you call Alexa.
Mm,
So sometimes I just say, Alexa, play worship or play
uh-huh.
praise song, something
Yes.
danceable,
Mhm.
and it just plays.
That's
Because
it.
there are times you would have those moments,
Oh
and you've
yes.
got
Oh
to draw
yes.
yourself out of
Oh
those low moments
yes.
yourself,
Oh
because
yes.
you might not have anyone around you to bring you out of
Mm-hmm.
those low pits. So you've got to
And
tell
that's
yourself that
yeah,
no,
and that brings me to the part of self-talk. What do you tell yourself in your low moments? It's really
yeah,
important. What do you tell yourself if you keep making it worse and keep going down? But if you can encourage yourself and say, you know what, no, this is not going to get me, or you talk to God about it, it's a positive spirit. It just comes up. And there are times also the high points where you see yourself succeeding. So, like, man, you don't want to be like Nebuchadnezzar and say, it's from my hand. All these things happen. God say, okay,
no,
I
you
will
have to
send
give
you to a
glory to
training for
who
7
glory
years.
belongs to.
So then like, all the
That's what I
glory
tell my
belongs to
kids
you.
too.
Without
The
your
rich
grace,
fool, the rich fool
yeah,
that says,
that's
I with a
it.
mouth, I will
Exactly.
pack and I pack and pack. And
I
the
tell
Lord
my
says,
soul,
tonight you're coming
tonight
home.
your soul will be required of you. So, of course, always giving thanks to God for being able to help. It's helped me because I believe I cannot do this by myself. Sometimes I look at it that, well, many people have died. They are not here today. I could have been sick and not being able to achieve this. Anything could have
Yeah.
happened to me, but God kept me to make this happen. It's an opportunity each time that God uses us actually to achieve phenomenal things. And we
Yeah.
must always give the glory back to Him, really.
Yeah,
We
sure.
just must. And so a lot of times we say, Titi, they expect you to be blowing it on the rooftops. And man, I am saved by grace. So it's grace that's brought us this far.
Let's
Let's just thank
continue
the
with
Lord for it.
grace.
That's so. And if some people decide to blow your trumpet for you, that's fine.
Yes, it's
And
true.
a few times here you talk about the things you also achieve, so that some other people can learn from it. But there's a difference between just being grateful and also being proud. There are two different things, like
Yeah, they are.
pride and gratitude. You also have to separate it. Pride, for some people, they're so proud that I've done this by myself. Nothing is just me. But the gratitude part is, oh, I'm able to do this because God helped me. And and because you do that, it gives you grace to do much more. I think that's been my guiding principle anyway. For me, I believe that excellence should just be my watchword. So there's really nothing I've done that is so out of this place that nobody has done before. Honestly, that's the way I look at it.
Sure.
Whereas in some climes, you do one small thing, mediocrity has become the new excellence. In some places, one little thing, hey, noise all over the place. And I'm like, but that's what you're here for in the first place. You have to shine the light, you have to deliver
Yeah, we're
results.
light. It says,
So bottom line
can the
is to say,
candle be
God,
lit and put
mm,
under a
that's
bushel?
it. So every
No, we
day,
are meant
just
to
say, God,
light
let
the
this be,
word.
let it be my lifestyle. Let excellence just be my lifestyle. So
Sure.
anywhere I go, it just shines through. And God has been faithful on that because everywhere I
Awesome,
go,
Titi.
it's a
Awesome.
lifestyle.
What a great time with you. There
Yeah.
are really no great men anywhere. They are only helped men and
Mhm.
helped by God. So I
Oh,
tell people, when
yes.
people come and say, I did this, I did that, I say, don't take the glory. Give
Mm.
glory to whom glory really does
There is
belong,
you.
because we are alive only by his grace.
Oh,
Because you
yes.
see people around you who are very healthy, who are
Mm.
eating very healthy. You just get to
Mm.
hear that they slept, they never woke up, they stumbled and
That's
something.
it.
We are only
That's
living by
it.
grace. So
Oh, yes.
is there anything we have that was not given to us?
That's
Really
it.
nothing.
Nothing.
Everything we have,
Nothing.
we received it from a
Mm.
supreme
From
being, we
above.
received it from God.
Yes.
And so let's give glory to him.
Mm.
I would want to say thank you. I got so much from you, celebrating those very good times when you're in your
Mm.
low moments. I'm saying
Right.
that just to encourage our viewers today. There would always be low moments. There will always
Mm-hmm.
be difficult times. There'll be
Yeah.
times things are not going as planned. But please go back to those low moments. He said, there's this Yoruba saying that says, those who know how to look back know how to give
Mm.
gratitude. When you're
Yeah.
able to look back to from where you're coming from, you're able to say, thank you, God. Because there are
Mm.
ways and things you must have achieved in time past. And now you're
Mm.
shining. Let's learn to
Mm.
celebrate those small success, those small victories. They are worth celebrating. They are worth celebrating.
Oh,
And
yes.
surrendering to a God factor. We are a people of
Oh,
faith.
yeah.
There are
Right.
times these things you can't help yourself. Nobody will
That's
be
it.
there to make you happy. You have
Mm.
everything in your hands. I wrote a book, Can Anything Hold You Back? Really, there's
Mm.
really nothing that can hold you back except you. You've got to look
Yeah.
inward and find that little thing you've achieved and,
Right.
try and give thanks to God. Before we
Mm.
go, I'll probably want to just show just 1 minute trailer of my book and some of the nuggets. We are not our circumstances, neither are we the challenges we go through. We go through them because God wants to refine us, and God is preparing
Yeah.
us for those behind us who are coming, who needs mentorship, who needs guidance to where they're going. So let's not look so much into ourselves or on ourselves. That will be, being selfish. Let's look
Right.
beyond what we are going through, beyond what we have, and look how we can be a people of impact. Just a second, we'll be back in a minute. So we are not our problems. We are
Mm.
beyond our problems. We're much more. And there is this saying that
Yes.
says, God will not allow your problems to consume you. So whenever you see
Mm-mm.
yourself drowning, just tell yourself, I'm not going to be taking over. I'm going to come through.
Mm.
Because it
That's
says
it.
even Jesus went through his temptations. He said, there are
Oh
no
yes.
temptations that will come to you that is beyond you. And even if it looks
Mm-hmm.
that they are beyond you, he said, I will create a
Yes.
way of
Be
escape.
aware of escape.
So that means there
Yes.
is a way of escape God has created in you. So
Mm.
everything lies in you, looking inward, because God has input in every one of us great ideas. God did not create anyone
Yes.
purposeless. We are purposeful.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Everyone has got a gift and a talent in them. So if you're not
Right.
unable to look inward to draw out strength from your inside, you would just,
Yes.
be there lingering on in your pain and your trouble. Let's learn to
Yeah.
look inward and let's learn to give glory to the God that's kept us thus far. It is grace that
Yeah.
makes a
Oh,
difference. The people dying
oh
around us,
yes.
being sick, and the rest, it's not that they
Mm.
are not good. It's not that they've sinned or
Mm-hmm.
done something wrong. It's just God's mercy that is keeping us. And so
Yes.
let's learn to
Yes. Yes.
attribute and
Yes.
give thanks to our Father, and
Right.
and see things, change for us. Titi, I
Right.
want to thank our viewers and also want to thank you for your time. I know I've kept you from
Yeah.
doing other things. I know you're a late sleeper. You have a lot you want to go and do. I am so grateful for this time. It was so interactive. I got so much from
Yes.
you. I want to look at the comments to see if there's any question from anyone. Okay. Okay. I think Dr. Benjamin is saying glad to be here. I'm sure he enjoyed himself. Franklin too. And
Mm.
Alagbe Fikayomi. Ayok Daladi is here. Mohammed. Hassan, I think they're all your friends. They are saying hello and
Right.
hi. There are no questions. I'm sure it was quite
Thank you.
explicit. I want to thank
Mm.
our viewers today. I want to thank everyone. Thank you for making that time. Thank you for saying no to sleep and keeping awake to listen to TT. She's got a lot in her.
Yes.
I think I will have to bring you again
Uh,
to teach us
yes.
some of these
So.
your skills. How you've been
Yes.
managing. And I
Yeah.
want to thank you for your time, and I want to thank everyone too. I don't know if you have
Thank
one
you.
last word you want to give our viewers, so that those who are just joining, at least just one word. What do we
Right.
anchor? What do we remember this
The,
evening
the
for?
theme of the theme of this event of this stream is
Making a difference.
reminding, making a
Making a
difference.
difference.
So really, we're not meant to be ordinary people. That's just what it is. I, for one, everywhere I go to, I tell myself, what difference can I make? It's just something that drives what I do. A project has been on forever and they bring me in. I'm asking myself, what can be done differently? What can be done more efficiently? What can be done more effectively? I must make a mark. What difference can I make? And that should be your guiding principle as well. It makes you
Sure.
stand out, it makes you successful as well. And it also makes people, you become someone of value at the end of the day. If you're always making a difference and, tangible difference that makes, that brings solutions to problems, that brings results, are you result oriented person? But keep making a difference. That's where your value lies. That's where your value lies.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. Awesome.
Right.
Very insightful session. Divine just sent a message. He said, thank you so much, really. Insightful session, and we look forward to reading your book. Thank you so much. I
Ah,
appreciate
yes.
you. Yes,
Thank
this year, much more than ever, we're in the second half of the year. Let's not throw in the
you.
towel. Let's not write off the year and say the year is already started on the wrong note. It could have started on
Mm.
the wrong note for some people, great notes on for some people. I want to encourage everyone connecting and those who will come back to watch this session. I want to encourage you. Do not throw in the towels. This second half can be the greatest and the best of your year. I still tell people, I said 2022 is going to be my best year ever.
Mm.
Keep saying and keep professing. It says, what you say you become. Keep saying
Oh,
it and keep
yes.
saying it, keep striving to it, and that it's going to be my best year. And it will turn out to be your best year. I want to say bye to everyone and have a nice and a great evening. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.